Good morning and welcome to the channel. In today's video, I harvested a bunch of mixed greens out of my garden and I am going to process them for pressure canning. And if you'd like to see me do that, stay tuned. A lot has happened in the kitchen already. I have already washed and cut and put my greens along with seasoning and onion and water in my Instant Pot and turned it on for 12 minutes. Now it's been sitting here cooling off because I didn't want to work with a hot product. So now we're going to take them out and jar them up. Before I do that, I want to show you what they look like. Look at that. Now all of these greens, you guys, I took out of my own garden. So I cannot wait to get those in a jar. First things first, all of my tools are clean, my hands are clean, so now it's time to get started. I took my jars out of the dishwasher to include my rings and lids. I put my rings and lids back on my jars so that in the midst of me doing other things in the kitchen, nothing can get into my jars like dust or whatever. My timer's going off because I've got something in the oven. Hang on a second. I am a multitasker, so there's always something going on. But what I was saying was I put my clean lids and rings back on my jars while I wait because I'm always doing something else. So I'm just going to take my lid off, get my funnel, and I'm going to get a slotted spoon or a spoon with holes in it because I want to get the greens in here. And the turkey wasn't 100% done. So I'm going to have to take some of these pieces off of this turkey wing and get it into my can or my jar, because I do want some of that turkey meat in my jar. So I'm going to put some greens in here. I'm trying not to drip everywhere. That is part of what I seem to do when I am taking things out of the Instant Pot. I'm always dripping stuff everywhere. So I'm just going to try to get some of that liquid off because I am going to backfill my jars with liquid, but I want to get as much of this mixed greens in here as possible. And if I haven't said already, excuse me, it's early in the morning, my voice is not ready yet. Excuse me. If I haven't said already, I went in the garden and I pulled mixed greens out of the garden. What I mean by that is I had Swiss chard, I had baby bok choy, I had Russian red kale, premier kale, dinosaur kale, and I think that's all I pulled out the garden yesterday. So all of that is in here, and I cannot wait to taste these. I bet they're going to be amazing. But I wanted to get them on the shelf. I was telling my mother that, we tend to only eat greens, at least in my family, during the holiday season. And I don't want that. I want to eat greens all the time because they're so delicious. And when I'm eating them during the holiday, I'm thinking to myself, now why don't I have this all the time? So that's what I'm doing today. I'm going to make a point to harvest my greens and eat more of them, especially this way. Put them on the shelf and then eat them fresh. So I'm going to get one more spoonful in here. Well, maybe not a whole spoonful because I do want to get some of that meat in here. All right. Now let me get a little piece of that meat and I'll be right back. Now that I've broken up that meat, taking it off the bone, I'm just going to grab a couple of pieces. It's of course sunk inside of the pot. But I'm going to take a piece just like that. That's a nice piece. Did you guys see that? Take a little nice piece, not a big piece, but it's a nice little piece. I'm going to put it inside of my jar like that. Now I'm going to get some of that, as my mom likes to call it, that pot liquor. Get that pot liquor and put in there up to a 1-inch headspace. And I'm going to debubble which is just taking a plastic debubbler or a chopstick or something plastic that you have, running it along the sides of your jars and also down the center to get out any bubbles that could be lurking in your jar. Bubbles are not your friend here. You want to get that air out. So I'm just doing that like so. Now I'm going to take my next jar, put my funnel on top of that one. I'm going to move it, and I'm going to show you this, and then I'm going to go and speed this up. But I'm going to take some distilled vinegar, put it on a clean paper towel, and I'm going to wipe the rim of my jar. I want to make sure that there isn't any debris on it from the turkey or the juice or anything, the greens, that will prevent my lid from sealing, as well as checking out the rim of the jar to make sure there are no chips or dings that would also prevent it from sealing. We don't want a broken jar. Now, because I have been a lot of extra lately, I'm going to take my lid, put it on facing the front meaning ball that way, ball on the front of the jar, and I'm going to put my ring fingertip tight, and in the canner it goes. So I'm going to speed this up, and I'll be right back. I was only able to make 2 quart size jars of greens, but that's okay. 2 is a good start, better than nothing. I still have greens in the garden, so I hope to be able to harvest more and more as the season progresses. It should slow down soon, but I'm hoping to be able to keep them over the winter and be able to start harvesting and putting it on the shelf in the spring. So let's turn on the canner, and I'll be right now. That the lid is on, I'm going to close it. The eye is on, so now it's going to come up to temperature, and this has to process for 1 hour and 30 minutes. I am using the Ball Blue Book of Preserving on page 113. It talks about greens in the lower left hand corner, and it says for quart size jars 1 hour and 30 minutes. So now we begin the processing time. So as soon as this comes up to pressure, I will let it vent for 10 minutes. I will put my jiggler on, and then I will start the timer. So I'll see you back when everything is ready to come out of the canner. Has come down off of pressure. So now it is time to take my jars out. So let's move my lid. And this is the first time I'm seeing this with you. It looks like I have some siphoning, but you know, sometimes that happens. It's not too bad. I hope you guys can see. Let me get my hot pad. I like to put my hot pad up under my jars, that way they're not suspended in the air with the possibility of accidentally dropping them. But this is my mixed greens right there. I was only able to get 2 32-ounce jars, but I'm all right with that. I still have greens in the garden. So I'm going to continue to harvest, and I'm going to do my best to get them on the shelf. If you like this video, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up, share my video, leave me a comment, and most of all, enjoy your harvests. I hope to see you either in the kitchen or the garden real soon. So until then, bye for now.